You know what? In the past few years, I've come round to Puma. Before I wasn't a Puma fan, but I've come round to Puma. So I thought for today's video, I'm going to compare the RS0s and the RS-Qs. Welcome to Sneaky Peeks. I'm Obi. You're more than welcome to like and subscribe, as well as tink on the old bell for future notifications of new videos. Also, if you want more of me, then you can follow me on Instagram. Alright, let's get into the video. So the RS0s first came out in April 2018, whereas the RS-Qs, they came out in 2019. So they were within a year of each other. And I believe the RS0s are now being phased out, so there's not many colorways. However, the same amount of colorways kind of came out for the RS0s like the RS-Q. So there's so many different color blockings that you can get, or colorways that you can get for the RS range, especially these two pairs of trainers. So let's break it down into the categories we're going to talk about today. So we're going to talk about price point, we're going to talk about how it feels on its feet, we're going to talk about the materials that are using, and we're going to talk about the styling. Price point. The RS0s are around the 80 quid mark. I mean, you can get them cheaper now because they've been out for a while and they're kind of being phased out. The RS-Qs were £90, but again, these trainers have been out for a minute now, so you actually can get cheaper, or you can get them discounted, so you don't even actually have to pay full price. On foot, both sneakers are very, very comfortable. Definitely feel really comparable to RS-x or even Ultra Boost. In terms of the cushioning in these trainers, they're just too comfortable. So walking, I think you still can run in these trainers if you wanted to. Personally, I wouldn't, but I think you can run in these trainers if you wanted to. They're just so comfortable in terms of when you're wearing them on foot, walking around, it just feels lovely. It just feels like, you know, you're walking on, I wouldn't say air, but it's just like pillows even, you know, so it's that comfortable. So if you haven't tried any of the RSs, I advise you to try any one of them. You will see what I mean in terms of how comfortable they are. Material. So both of them are using similar material. So let me talk you through the RS0's material. So we have mostly leather on the upper part of the RS0s. On the front toe box, we have a leather. However, you can, to touch, it feels like it's got some, you know, suede almost. I wouldn't say it's like proper suede, but it does feel a different texture. It's not like the typical leather feel. On the side of the trainers, you have a fabric. I mean, it feels like a man-made fabric, almost like raincoat type feeling. So you got that on the side, and you got this same leather that is on the front toe box around the eyelets, that goes across the laces to the other side. On the rear, you got this rubber material that is there to support the pull, the rear pull, and then you got leather around the heel of the sneaker. You also, if you look on the front part of the toe box, you got this material. So it's leather, but I think it's either coated with or placed on top of 3M material or reflective material, let's say. It might not be 3M. I'm always referred to 3M, so I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but it's got this reflective material here, which actually, you know, it looks good. You know, it looks good, and I can see why you will have that when you're running, you know, even though it's the front part. As long as you're running towards a car, you're not going to have a problem. If you're running away from a car, no one's going to see anything. Let's talk about the RS-Q material. So what I can see is it still has mesh, it still has leather, it also has reflective materials at various points on the trainer, and it also has felt. So you can look here, you can see that there's some felt pieces here at the toe box and at the rear of the trainer. So both trainers are similar material. The meshes are slightly different. You got one which is tighter, seems like a tighter woven mesh, and the RS0 is much looser in terms of, I'm not sure what I'm doing here, but much looser in terms of the knit. So styling is probably the most interesting comparison. So even though both trainers are from the same family, I think the styling you can see is slightly different. So the RS0s are a more classic design in terms of trainer, so it's more akin to the Reebok Classics, more akin to the Isaac running looking shoe, more akin to the Nike running style type of shoe, so like the traditional running style type of shoe. The RS Cubes, even though it's classed as a running shoe with running system, it doesn't look like a typical running shoe. It has a similar silhouette, but it seems a bit more slicker in the look, in the way it looks. So it seems a bit more slick in the way it looks. I would say it's more moving towards a lifestyle sneaker than a running sneaker. I think anyone who's serious probably wouldn't be wearing those as running sneakers. They might try, it's up to them, but I don't think they'll be wearing those as a running sneaker. So putting them side to side, you can see that the toe box of the RS0 is more rounded, whereas the toe box on the RS Cubes is more acute in terms of the radius of the toe. I'm getting serious with the radius, but you know what I mean. So you can see that this is a smaller area compared to this. This is definitely more a rounded look. You can also see that the detail in terms of the styling, this one's got definitely more detail. So you can tell by the overlays, by the patterns, by the, you know, where they're putting the reflective material, the stitching itself. You know, there's a lot more to the RS Cube than the RS0. I would say the RS0 is more of a simpler look, and the RS Cubes are more of a modern, a lot busier. Also, if you were to look at the RS100, you can see that definitely it was a revamp. RS0s is a revamp of that trainer, whereas this, you might be forgiven to think that what's this got to do with the RS100. However, to conclude, I would say that I would go for the more classic look because I feel that it is, so I would go for more of the classic look, but I think that it's got more longevity. So in terms of looks and standing the test of time, I believe that the RS0s will stand the test of time, whereas RS Cube possibly could start looking dated in a couple of years or in a couple more years time. So that's just my opinion. You let us know what you think. Comment down below. Tell us what you like, if you prefer the RS0 or the RS Cube. Don't get me wrong, I like both of the trainers, and I think there's a day for both of them, if you know what I mean. So one day I'll feel like a RS Cubes, wearing the RS Cubes, the other day I feel like wearing the RS0s. So let us know what you think. I've been Obi, this has been Sneaky Peaks. Please like, subscribe, comment, and we will see you in the next video. Take care, bye.